That memory constitutes the very soul of the nation. And if the leader fails to safeguard that soul in the land, even if it remains physically intact, is nothing more than an anonymous stretch of sand. Consequently, the Hung kings of that era held tradition in high esteem, revering ceremonial rites and the symbols that bridged the living with their departed ancestors. When the people look back toward a common root, their resolve to withstand life's storms becomes all the firmer. When the king does not forget those who came before him, the people too find it difficult to forget their own origins. The 11th reign ensured that this vital thread remained unbroken, so that from king to subject, from past to present, all remained bound together by a single unbroken lineage. When people today make pilgrimages to the ancestral land, they are, in essence, continuing to walk the very path that those past generations had paved. The 12th reign marked a time when the realm required not merely governance, but guidance provided through the shining example of its leader. True exemplary leadership does not reside in the loftiness of one's seat. Rather, it lies in the capacity to yield, to preserve, and to prioritize the collective good over one's own private desires. The Hung dynasty of that era brought peace to the nation through sheer integrity. Consequently, the voice of the court needed not be raised in volume, yet the hearts of the people followed its lead as naturally as water flowing downstream. For an ancient nation to endure through the ages, it cannot rely solely upon brute force. It must also rest upon the conviction that at the very pinnacle of power there sits a figure truly worthy of the people's reverence. The 12th reign succeeded in upholding this ideal. Thus, governance felt neither heavy nor oppressive, yet majesty and authority emerged naturally and effortlessly. The 13th reign marked a chapter in which heaven and earth seemed to test, once more, the resilience of the nation's lineage. A time when the landscape of mountains and rivers was not always smooth, and when the daily lives of the people were not always harmonious. The monarch of that era did not allow adversity to dampen his spirit. Instead, he embraced those very hardships as a means to gauge the true strength and cohesion of the human heart. And it is precisely amidst hardship that the bonds of community solidarity prove most enduring, firm as the rattan vines that bind the pillars of a still house. When calamity strikes, one reach and others join together to offer support. Perceiving the people's toil, the imperial court dared not indulge in private pleasures. Such indeed is the true and profound philosophy of governance. Thus, although the 13th reign left behind no record of a resounding military victory, it bequeathed an exemplar of unity, a legacy far more precious than the triumphant drums of war. The 14th reign unfolded like a long season of ripening grain across the fields, outwardly appearing tranquil, yet inwardly sustained by the ceaseless toil and cultivation of those who safeguarded the nation. A peaceful dynasty often sees its merits overlooked by subsequent generations. For in the absence of rebellions to recount or bloodshed to chronicle, its true virtues tend to fade quietly into obscurity. Yet, it is precisely this quietude that nurtures the people's growth, fortifies the nation's foundations, and adds ever more rings of age to the tree of the fatherland.